Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video is about what might be the loneliest or most isolated disease there is. And when I got it in 2015, I didn't have a clue what was going on with me. I felt really, really bad, and it started with a viral infection or something, some sort of a virus, and it felt like I just never got better. But I had to get back to life, and I had started this job being a German teacher 2 days a week, and on top of that, I had a successful company, and I didn't want to give it up. But I soon found out that after one day of work, I was completely exhausted for 2 days. So I went to the hospital, and they examined me, and they congratulated me with my perfect health after many tests and blood work. So well, I thought it will probably pass. So I made some plans for my company, and I just had a slow time, but it didn't pass. And then almost a year later, I did another test cycle in the hospital, and once again they congratulated me with my perfect health. So that's weird, because I definitely feel something is wrong. So well, we tried more stuff like a brain scan and well, everything else almost. And again, congratulations, you're very healthy, Mr. Van Loosbroek. Well, I certainly don't feel that way. But in that year, the first year, when I still managed to somehow work part-time, it was well, there was no time for fun anymore, because you work, and after work completely exhausted in bed, and the next day. So it kind of neglected my social life, and people thought I just wanted to be alone, or didn't really know what was going on, and I wasn't really open about it because I didn't have a clue. And then after a year, when I started to talk about it, the only thing that I heard was it was mental. It was probably crazy in my head, and I examined that option, and well, I learned a lot from it, but it didn't really help me that much with my symptoms. But oh my god, kind of stuff that I learned from psychotherapy is it's great. But I think if everybody with a disease would do that, then well, the world would probably be a better place. But instead, there are so many magic pills that temporarily relieve us from our symptoms, and that means that people have to be addicted to them. So in that time, I was well, skip another year. I had spent most of my days in bed, and light sensitive, couldn't really be on my phone, so nobody actually knew what was going on with me. And friends and family, this will probably go over, and a lot of people just thought that I was crazy. I was probably imagining it. So there were some stuff you can look on your phone, forums or Facebook groups with people with the same diagnosis, which is actually no diagnosis. And well, that was pretty negative. But yeah, okay. At least some people, they have the same experience, which gave me the feeling that I'm not completely crazy. And yeah, it's a pretty hard time. And then I did a lot of things, and gradually I improved up to the point where I was like 80% health, and I thought, whoa, this is it, I've got it. So I made the 6 videos that I made in 2018, and hey guys, look at this really works, and it does work. But the immediate reaction was that I was lying. I've never had chronic fatigue syndrome in the first place, because you cannot heal from chronic fatigue syndrome. So well, that's kind of heavy to say that, but okay. And some people even went on my Facebook page, and some pictures were public because they're family pictures, and then they started writing nasty comments about how much of a loser I am, and well, just very mean stuff. So that was pretty intense as well. Then I had like already the idea of this is probably the loneliest disease in the world. First, you don't have a clue what's happening yourself. You're judging yourself. Then the entire world is judging you. And then the only people in the end who can understand you are judging you as well. Ooh, that's pretty intense. Pretty lonely. And talking about loneliness, after being almost like, well, I don't know how much time, how many months I spent in bed, but it is a pretty isolated and loneliness experience. And yeah, I found out that actually it wasn't lonely in the end, because loneliness was my old behavior of running away from myself. So we go back to the psychotherapy that I've learned. I must have studied so much that I could probably get a degree by now. But it wasn't really that lonely, to be honest. In the beginning, running away from myself was very lonely. But I found out that loneliness was the absence of seeing myself. So if I didn't see myself, my inner self would send feelings of loneliness to catch my attention. But you know, in my old life, who cares about that? Who cares about feeling and emotions? We're not supposed to feel them, they're bad. And you just run away with them, with coping mechanisms. And I'm pretty sure I had 100% of my behavior as a coping mechanism. And I'm pretty sure the rest of the world is too. But don't talk about it, because we don't want to hurt our egos, do we? And I had once, in the very, very worst phase of chronic fatigue syndrome, I had a thought that bring me to the hospital. There must be something wrong. I've never felt worse in my life. I can't do anything. I can't even speak. I can't process information. I can't even stand up. So, well, my mom and my stepdad brought me in a wheelchair to the hospital, and I was examined once again. Congratulations, you're in perfect health. And then there was another doctor, and I've met in total 3 of these doctors. And this man, because I couldn't speak, he was laughing at me in my face. He was ridiculizing me. He was saying I was stupid. The doctor. So, if this happened to you, you're not the only one. Thank you, doctor. If you're watching, I'll come for you.